It is Wednesday, February 9. Welcome to CGN News. Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced that the national curfew will start at 8 p.m. instead of 10 p.m. effective Wednesday. Holness said the restriction will last for 2 weeks ending on February 24. He made the disclosure while speaking in Parliament Tuesday afternoon. The announcement comes amid Jamaica recording 6 straight days of record-high positive results. The Prime Minister also announced that the gathering limit will be reduced from 15 people to 10. He noted that while the curfews have been effective, they also come at a cost and said he was adjusting it reluctantly. Prime Minister of Grenada, Dr. Keith Mitchell, has proposed establishing a social fund to assist people affected negatively by the measures adopted to contain and control the spread of COVID-19, to which he will contribute part of his salary. In his 2021 Independence Address, Mitchell said that the burden is great, but he was committed to doing everything possible to ease the suffering of Grenadians. Grenada celebrated its 47th independence anniversary on February 7, but COVID-19 protocols restricted mass gathering, and the celebrations had limited numbers of people at venues. Mitchell said that any beneficiary of the initiative must be someone with a justifiable need that can be verified. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, says the COVID-19 pandemic's resurgence towards the end of last year could thwart an uneven recovery in Latin America and the Caribbean and add to the steep social and human costs. It said ahead of the surge, economies in the region managed to bounce back from the coronavirus's initial economic devastation. With the surge, however, the IMF now says the reintroduction of stricter measures to contain the virus and spillovers in the global economy will slow growth previously forecast. The IMF projected growth in the Caribbean to reach 4% this year, but that has been downgraded because the resumption of the travel and tourism sector has been much slower than anticipated. The first 100,000 doses of Russia's Sputnik V vaccine will arrive in Venezuela next week, the South American nation's President Nicolas Maduro said Tuesday. Maduro said in a televised address that all medical personnel, the most vulnerable sectors, and then teachers will be first in line. The shipment represents just 1% of a total of 10 million vaccines that Russian authorities have agreed to send to Venezuela. With 30 million residents, Venezuela has recorded more than 130,000 cases of COVID-19 and more than 1,240 deaths, though international groups have questioned the accuracy of the figures. Air Canada announced Tuesday the suspension of 17 U.S. and international routes until the end of April and layoffs of 1,500 workers, citing a drop in demand for travel after a tightening of public health restrictions to slow the spread of new COVID-19 variants. The cancellations, to be phased in over the coming days, will affect flights between Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, Boston, New York, Seattle and Washington, as well as Bogota, Sao Paulo, Dublin, Dubai, Tel Aviv, London, Hong Kong and Narita. Canada's flagship airline said in a statement it will also temporarily reduce its unionized workforce by 1,500 employees and an undetermined number of managers. The decision is another blow to employees of Air Canada, which has slashed more than half its workforce, or about 20,000 jobs since the start of the pandemic, including 1,900 in January. Democrats opened their case against Donald Trump by showing a chilling 13-minute video from the Capitol riots, which U.S. senators watched in stunned silence. The goal of the prosecution was clear: keep the focus squarely on Mr. Trump, linking him and his words to the deadly riot that followed. They also wanted to ensure the jury of senators, and importantly Americans watching at home, saw the brutal violence of the mob, the panic of police, and the fear of lawmakers. The montage opens on Mr. Trump speaking to a cheering crowd on January 6, before moving through clips showing the horror of the day, played out in excruciating, expletive-laden detail. The U.S. Senate has found that the impeachment trial of the former president is constitutional, allowing full proceedings to begin. Anyone arriving in England and found to have lied about a recent visit to a country on the travel ban list faces up to 10 years in prison under new tough coronavirus border policies announced Tuesday by the British government. Among other measures, Health Secretary Matt Hancock said that from Monday, residents in the UK and Ireland arriving in England from the government's red list will have to purchase a quarantine package that will cost each individual £1,750. There are 33 countries, including all those in South America, South Africa, and Portugal, from where travel is effectively banned. However, British and Irish citizens, as well as other UK residents, are permitted to enter provided they self-isolate for 10 days after their arrival. Those failing to quarantine in a designated hotel face fines of up to £10,000. The harshest potential penalty of up to 10 years in jail could be assigned to those people who lie about visiting any of the 33 countries on the red list. A hacker's botched attempt to poison the water supply of a small Florida city is raising alarms about just how vulnerable the nation's water systems may be to attacks by more sophisticated intruders. Treatment plants are typically cash-strapped and lack the cybersecurity depth of the power grid and nuclear plants. A local sheriff's startling announcement Monday that the water supply of Oldsmar population 15,000 was briefly in jeopardy last week exhibited uncharacteristic transparency. Suspicious incidents are rarely reported and usually chalked up to mechanical or procedural errors, experts say. The nation's 151,000 public water systems lack the financial fortification of the corporate owners of nuclear power plants and electrical utilities. As the computer networks of vital infrastructure become easier to reach via the internet, security measures often get sacrificed. And finally, an American woman who used extra strong glue to style her hair, leaving it stuck in the same position for a month, has raised more than $15,000 for possible surgery. Louisiana resident Tasika Brown posted a video on TikTok last week explaining that she used Gorilla Glue industrial strength spray adhesive after her regular product ran out. Quote, "Bad, bad, bad idea," end quote, said Brown on the verge of tears. Quote, "My hair has been like this for about a month now. It's not my choice," end quote, Brown said. She had tried various lotions and products, including shampoo and coconut oil, to break the glue, but without success. Her story has gone viral, with internet users offering numerous solutions for her sticky solution. Even Beyoncé's hairstylist, Neil Farina, weighed in with advice. Chance the rapper is among celebrities to have offered their support online. TMZ reported Tuesday that Brown was finally able to cut off her ponytail, but the hair on her scalp is still hardened. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.